Today's guest is none other than the godfather of street art, my friend Ron English. Ron's iconic art has been admired on the streets, galleries, and museums for his admiring fans around the world. He's lent his iconoclastic brand of creativity to virtually every medium, from murals, paintings, film, books, toys, and music. Without Ron, there would be no Banksy or Shepard Fairey. Just plain buildings that don't inspire critical thinking. So let's bring him on. So, Ron, hello.
Hey, where's the coffee?
The coffee. Oh, I forgot.
What's up? Promise coffee.
Yes, because we have coffee very regularly and discuss the world's problems and don't solve them, but the coffee's good. And now with this coronavirus, we don't even have coffee.
Well, I noticed that, since we've stopped having coffee, the world has caught a huge virus, and now they're all rioting and burning everything down. So maybe we were solving some problems. I don't know.
Maybe we were, because as soon as we stopped, it all went to hell, didn't it? All right, so here we got a president. This is what we're going to solve today. Okay. We got a president who pays off porn stars, presumably so they don't give him a Yelp rating. I don't know. What else does he do? Well, he tells people to drink bleach, and the coronavirus will magically go away. And if in his defense, if you drink enough bleach, it will go away. You'll be dead, but yeah. And what else? I mean, all the things that he does, and you and I list them regularly, but yet he has this base that no matter what he does, they're behind him.
Right, because sometimes God picks a flawed person to do his will. But weirdly, he never picks a Democrat. He always picks a flawed Republican.
That's just redundant.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you a painting that I did 3 years ago. Matter of fact, you and I went together to protest about 3 years ago. And I had this sign, and it was in the Daily News.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. You see it?
Yeah, it's a Norman Rockwell painting.
It's called alt-right, which, the parallels are amazing. Are you afraid that if Trump gets reelected, this is going to be a reality?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's he's already kind of said, who are going to be his shock troops. He's called out the bikers and said you're going to have special privileges. You're going to be able to, police your neighborhoods and have authority where you were an outlaw before. So, yeah, I mean, everybody knows what their role is going to be. Not only do I have my president in power, he's going to empower me to be like a freelance police officer in my neighborhood. And they're so happy. Do you know what I mean? So guys like that. Let's get together in a gang and let's just go enforce like whatever arbitrary rules we happen to make up because we had too many beers. And let's go and force that on other people. And my God, if the government's going to be behind us on that, it's like, yeah.
Now, you believe Trump is a racist, do you not?
Wait, is he a racist?
How you tell me?
I don't know.
Or does he not care about anybody equally? What is it?
I don't know. I think he knows how to play people against each other.
Do you think he got elected because of racism after Obama?
Yeah, I think people are pretty racist, yeah. And he gave them permission. He gave the police permission to beat people up. I mean, he's said it multiple times. Just bang around, whack their heads. Come on, man. Quit showing them respect. It's, and people really do look to their leaders, Yeah, I think these guys want to kick some ass, And the cops, some are super nice and some, like action. They like to, get rambunctious and dominate people.
Yeah, they give them a little authority.
Type A personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't want to go to jail and I don't want to get in trouble. But if my president is standing behind me and saying, do it.
I did a whole film on the cops, how, that there's that blue wall of silence. And if they break it, they could physically get murdered, or they'll plant drugs in their locker, or the blanket party, they call it, where they just beat them up.
Right.
So it's like it's a really tough club. It's hard to get out or to do the right thing.
Yeah. And it's probably easy to do the wrong thing.
So then I'm going to share the screen one more time. That's called Back to the Future, right? You see a typical supporter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that accurate?
No, they wear red hats. They would never wear a mask now. They're super anti-mask, evidently. The sign of weakness or capitulation.
Well, how can we find common ground? We all used to be Americans. That was it, right?
Yeah.
And the Russians were the bad guys. Remember that? You remember the good old days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Once I spent a summer in Kazakhstan, there was a bunch of Russians. Tatiana, the person that was running the group, was a Russian, and so like all summer, I mean, we're hanging around like drinking vodka all day, making art. We had a museum show. I mean, we're really together for a long time, and 24 hours a day. And every day I was just like, when I was a kid, we used to jump under our desk and do a drill because the Russians were going to nuke us, right?
Yeah.
What was it like on your side? Because we're the same age. What was it like on your side? And she wouldn't say, and she wouldn't say. And finally, when we're all, it's all over and we're wrapping everything up. And finally she says, I'll tell you. And I'm like, oh yeah, tell me. She goes, I said, did you jump under your desk? And she goes, no. They took us grade schoolers out into the backyard of the school, gave us AK-47s, and we shot pictures of Americans. So
really,
what to tell me. So
wow.
Anyway, they're a little more badass than we are.
All right. So how can we convince some of our Fox viewing friends to think independently and question whether or not Trump is the best we can do?
I don't think that's possible.
Okay.
No, I honestly don't think that's possible. A filmmaker, Constant, and myself, we started talking to him a lot. And he never read the New York Times in his life. He never read the Washington Post. He never read anything except, a little Fox here and there. And so we kind of started giving him all these articles. And then slowly he said, you know what, this guy's like a real criminal, and blah, 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 And, it's like, and I said, well, can you tell a couple of your friends that? And he goes, oh, no, they won't listen. And slowly he's drifted back into, well, whatever, maybe you need a criminal. Maybe you need a thug.
Really?
So, yeah. So, I mean, we thought we had him away from Trump, the cult for a minute, but, he seemed to be drifting back. So I don't know. But we also remember that if he decided that, what, I don't want our country to be a dictatorship. I don't want to. I'm starting to figure out what's going to happen, and it ain't pretty, and it ain't going to help any of us. You know what? I'm going to walk away from that. But you know what? It's like then he can't ever talk about politics. Everybody's going to hate him. He's in the middle of a bunch of Trumpies. Like, have you ever met somebody like from a small town and they're Christian? It's like, of course they're Christian. Like, you ever go to a small town, little Christian town, and oh, I'm a Buddhist. Oh yeah, I'm a Muslim. It's like, no, you are whatever the fuck you grew up with, And it's too hard for people. It's too hard. It's like, it was hard for me to not be a Christian. I went to the churches and, I'd listen to all the stuff and it kept seeming like kind of weird to me, or there's something funny about it. And, and finally, I did my own thing, read the Bible, the Antiquities of the Jews, or everything I get my hands on. But anyway, I just couldn't buy into it, but it also means I can never be a part of that community. You know what I mean? Right. I couldn't live in that community and have a nice life unless I capitulated to the, it's like being in a fraternity. You got to get hazed, And if, the reason I was never in a fraternity, it's like, I'm not going to get hazed. I don't like that, But it's kind of part of being hazed. You have to say, God bless Jesus or whatever, and that's just part of the ritual of being a part of your tribe,
Yeah.
The way you're kind of demeaning yourself a little bit, like on Wall Street, you wear a tie or whatever, but just a little bit to diminish you so that you can be in the tribe.
Yeah. Pack mentality. It's a shame that human nature isn't such that we have enough self-confidence that we're not afraid to express our own independent thinking.
Yeah.
I also found with my paintings that I've had my paintings out there and a particular painting a few times, and everybody liked it. No controversy. Everything was fine until somebody, the Fox News or somebody, will pick up on it and say, this is blasphemous or this is horrible. And then all of a sudden, when everything was all fine for a long time and millions of people saw it and it was all fine, all of a sudden now it's a horrible thing and I should be murdered. But it's the suggestion that somebody is telling you how you should look at something and what you should think. And then they don't know who you are. They know what the image is. They probably agreed with the image. And then something more powerful that dominated their lives and kept them in their tribe distant. So they're scared. They're scared to think what they naturally thought. So they'll capitulate to the most powerful force in their tribe, which is Fox. They really do.
Yeah, yeah.
We haven't evolved that much.
You're in charge of all the liberals, right? Through your posters and paintings, that you're dictating the conversation and the way we look at things. And also, I think people like it that they don't know who you are. So it's there's not a personality attached that they, you know what I mean? Because sometimes that makes it a little more uncomfortable, because I'm not really following Mike. I just thought that was a really good idea.
So then I shouldn't be doing this
No, of course not.
because people will know who I am.
More.
I've got 50,000 Marines already upset at me. So
Are you sure they're not Russian bots?
no, I'm not. I'm not sure.
It's weird. Like I got on this new site in Dallas, and one of my friends is down there, and he's just arguing with people all day, because I guess he runs a theater, so he's not working right now, so he's probably just sitting home, on his Facebook all day arguing with Trumpies. And then I was like kind of watching it, and it's like, then you go through their pages and they don't seem to exist. But they're saying things, they're saying things, and it's a little rote and stupid, but it does feel like it's a real human. And then you realize it isn't. And I'm like, dude, you're arguing all day with bots. And he goes, I know.
Wow.
But it's interesting to argue with them because they almost seem human.
Yeah, so did the Trump supporters.
No, seriously. It's like, if you say something, they go, Benghazi. Well, what about this? But the emails. And then at some point you realize this is just like a magic 8-ball. It's just
yeah.
Benghazi,
the people are like magic 8-balls. They have about 3 answers. Emails.
What about this?
Obama did it. What else?
Hillary.
Fake news.
Email. Fake news. Yeah, no, it's just saying magic 8-ball shit back at you. But you think
it really is. And he doesn't need support. He's a bunch of 8-balls.
Yeah. But it's kind of more sophisticated, man. It's kind of interesting. That,
It is.
I mean, it's a little more sophisticated, but it is. You're definitely arguing with the magic 8-ball.
Oh, seriously. And I've had some. They go on the site or on Facebook or wherever, and they'll talk about it, and they'll try to still destroy me with all the best 4-letter words, and and the hate is pouring out of them, like I'm the problem. I did a painting. It's just a painting. There are people doing real things that are very, very bad, and you're not upset about that,
Even the vets that, disabled vets that got burnt by Donald J. Trump, or come up to where we're at, and all the contractors that had their livelihoods destroyed by the ripoff artists from Manhattan. I never understood, like, going into the election, he left this trail of just destroying working class people, destroying their lives and their careers. Why didn't you interview some of those people, man? Because you know what? That guy looks like me. That guy struggles like me. That guy has, he had his own contracting job, and and he was working as a laborer, and then he was a sheetrocker or whatever. But that was his life, and he had 3 kids and a wife and mortgage, and he lost everything to Donald J. Trump, the billionaire boy. That might have helped make him understand who he was, but then he got the narrative first, because he jumped in the game first. And then once he comes down the escalator, you think, hey, that guy's like coming down from heaven to save us, and it's like, once you said, I kind of like that guy, and then somebody goes, no, he's an asshole, then you say, what do you mean? And it's like, I'm not stupid. It's like, I like him more now. You know what I mean? And then you dig deeper and deeper. And that's why you'll never meet an ex-Trump. It's kind of like, remember the Vietnam War, or around that time, there were a lot of people like, the war, I got to fight the war, got to stop communism, blah, blah, blah. When that war was finally defeated, you never heard anything from those guys anymore. I mean, those people just went away. So, like, what'll happen when this is over is the Trumpies will just go away. Nobody will talk about, I used to be a Trumpy, or they'll just,
Well, you don't hear many ex-Jonestown people either, followers of him.
Yeah.
And he had them drink the Kool-Aid, and Trump has them drink the bleach, the Clorox.
You want us to take this drug because, you own stock in the company.
Oh.
It's like, Mr. Trump, it's like, we'll give you stock in the company if you promote it. Oh, really? Okay, yeah. No, I mean, I think he's interesting because he's very transactional. He will put his business needs ahead of the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody ever expected somebody to behave like that, because it was kind of like an honor to being the president. He's the first one who just wanted to build up his business, and most people wanted to be a patriot or further the country and be a historical figure for doing something great.
Right. I think so.
And he's the first one that just did not care. He just like, I came to loot. If you just let me in the treasury, you're a dumbass. You know, his genius is well, first his genius is complete chutzpah, but and also keeping people super agitated and distracting is like he's a magician. But at the same time, he comes every day and says, "What can I get away with?" But seriously, he does that. He goes, "Can I keep my businesses?" And they're like, "Well, it's it's kind of frowned upon, and there's an emollients clause, and blah 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 blah."
Is it a law?
Am I going to go to jail? No. Then
Good
fucking let's
enough.
keep businesses rolling. Okay,
That's the bar.
can I make deals that will help my businesses? It's like, well, you're not really supposed to. It's like, is there a law? Will I go to jail? No. No, but I mean, he does. Every day he's like, what can I get away with? Who can I gut out of the system so that if this is illegal now, it won't be illegal tomorrow.
Right. And if it is illegal, who prosecutes it? Oh.
No, he's done an amazing job of gutting out what he calls or draining the swamp. But it turned out the swamp were the competent people that go from administration to administration, and they may be a Republican or Democrat, but mostly they're into the country and doing their job and doing a good job of their job, and keeping criminals from like him taking over the White House, and keeping them in check.
Yeah.
So he's just like a mafia guy. He knows who to take out. He knows who to pay off.
He does.
This guy, you know what? He's for sale. This cop's for sale. This other cop, no, he's got all the morals and shit. So fire him. He ain't gonna turn the other way. Well, I could have committed a crime, but this one, if I pay him, he will, and this one will just do it, just to say he met me. So
do the people supporting Trump know this? Is it about the conservative media like Fox News that they don't?
They're very cynical and they think everybody's crooked, and at least this guy's fun, and also they're invested. You would have to say, yeah, I was kind of wrong going down that road, and nobody will ever say that.
Two scenarios: either he gets reelected or he doesn't. In 25 words or less, and I know that's not possible, but tell me what happens if he does get reelected, and what happens if he doesn't.
Okay, well, if he doesn't get elected, it'll be a while to recover from the damage he's done, but it'll probably happen a lot quicker than you realize, because there's people that have been in these jobs before that were good at them and competent and love the country, and they will be put back in those positions. And so, like within a year and a half or 2 years, it'll be like almost like it didn't happen. Things will slowly go back to normal. And do you know what I mean? And if he,
what about the judges? They are filling vacancies and making vacancies.
That's going to reverberate for a long time. But still, things will get better if he's out. And they will get progressively better, and they'll get better quicker than you think they will.
That's what Melania said. But anyway.
But if he stays in, then it's he's got it. He wins.
And the democracy, which is why this is called Democracy's Last Stand. That's what this is about.
Democracy will be like a thing of the past. It will be considered a stupid idea, a frivolous, stupid idea that couldn't have ever worked. Why did we ever think it was going to work? Do you know what I mean? And we never really were a democracy anyway, and blah, 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 blah. There'll be a lot of rationalizations. But, I'm in other countries a lot that, you get up and before a movie, you sing a praise to the king, and you're not allowed to speak against the king. And everybody's kind of weirdly paranoid, because suddenly they'll get a couple too many drinks, and we're alone. But they're pretty sure they're bugged, and that they would get their head lopped off if they spoke against the great leader. And it'll be it won't even be good for the Trumpies. They think it's going to be super good. They'll
definitely won't be good for anybody.
Party in Saddam Hussein's world where they get, some goodies, but most of them won't, because he's really with the billionaires. He's not with the working guys, just there to support him. They're like the ground troops, but he's not going to build a VA hospital for them or get them health care. No. He's going to really, but when he doesn't have to go back to them, then he's golden. So, yes, it'll be. Most people are going to suffer greatly if he stays in. Everything that their parents achieved will be wiped out. You won't know property owners anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody will be a renter. They'll be paying insane amounts of rent.
And how long will that take in your?
We won't call it slavery, but it'll look a lot like
slavery. But how long do you think? How long would it take for our lives to change drastically?
6 months.
You think that fast?
I think once he realizes he's in for life, then it's no holds barred. Then he doesn't, Mark Zuckerberg will have Facebook taken away from him, or unless he just makes it pro-Trump all the time or whatever, you know, I mean, you've been to China. It's like they, you know, I love them, but you know that you don't. Everything's controlled.
Yeah.
Everything's controlled by the government, and these Republicans hate the government, but they're really going to hate this.
It's always so uplifting talking with you.
Well, at least it's, you know, at least we have interesting things to look forward to.
We do. I mean, I've never lived in a dictatorship before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're, you know, this is the first time in my life that I really started exploring options of, you know, getting out. So.
Wow. Well, I have a better idea. Why don't we just make sure we win instead, and we save our democracy, and we bring life back to what it used to be, and maybe a little better.
Well, can I leave you with an assignment?
Well, you can leave me anytime. You know.
Okay. No, but seriously, like, could you come up with a poster that would make Trumpies understand that we're all going to be friends again, and we're going to be talking about sports and drinking beers and be so happy to have our country back, and we're going to build huge infrastructure projects, and we're going to make America really great.
Bottom line, we all want the same things, right? We want our families to be healthy, and happy. We want what's fair. I think. I mean, most of us.
No, everybody that paid in Social Security doesn't want to have it taken away.
Right. What's fair is fair.
Completely. I mean, they're actually, you know, now they're being pretty bold-faced about, we're taking that shit away. We're going to gut it.
Thank you so much for doing this. I think we should do this all the time.
And congratulations on getting back in the game.
Oh, yeah.
All my friends, they don't know that I know you. They just, that image, it's us with cops. People like I post it every day. They take it down. I post it. They take it down. It's like I'm going to post it every 2 hours for the next 6 months. So it's like it's super hot now. That's good.
All right. So then racism I fixed it.
No, but I'm saying that your gun was loaded with that image, and it's just the right thing at the right time, you know.
Sadly, all my images of all these horrible problems, they never go away. I mean, they're always seem to be relevant.
When they're passe, that will do the high five.
Oh,
a coronavirus-free high five, because you're the one person who I'm going to be happy when their pictures become irrelevant. So
that's right. That's absolutely right. As long as we're not irrelevant. Well, thanks, Ron. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right.
See you later.
Bye. Thank you. So that was the great Ron English.